Hello everyone, this is Gore Troll again doing another review on here on YouTube. Today I'm actually going to do two films that I've received recently. The first one I'm going to be doing is the film Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre, which this release is the Unearthed Films release, and the second film is the Eureka, the very recent Eureka release of the 1983 Stephen King adaptation of Cujo, which, as you can see here, is a very nice limited edition box set that they have done. We're first going to do Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre, and this is released by Unearthed Films. Unearthed Films is a American film company, sort of distributor, but they're also involved in producing or putting out other films, sort of independent horror films. But they were primarily known as a company that put out sort of cinema out of the out from the Far East, and one of them was this film, the Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre. And it was actually a sort of pseudo sequel to the other film Men Behind the Sun, and I do have that coming in the post soon. I'm hopefully going to be getting it soon, and that's a release from it's from it was a Dutch company that put that out. I can't remember their name now. But anyway, this is this film. So Black Sun, Nanking Massacre was released in, I believe, hasn't got the date here, but I think it was the 1970s. I believe. I could be wrong there. Someone correct me, please. But yeah, this is the Unearthed Films release. It's the uncut release in anamorphic widescreen. The film was directed by T.F. Mo, I think I pronounced that wrong. And basically it's about the Japanese attack on Nanking as they invaded China in the late 1930s. And it's, sorry, the other way around, I'll just open up the disc. You get the disc here. I bought this off eBay. Always wanted this one, and I've wanted Men Behind the Sun. Not sure whether I get the other sequels to Men Behind the Sun, because there's basically 4 in the series. I believe Unearthed Films put out a box set a while back as well, but it's like you can't get it anywhere. I think it was them who did it, but yeah, it's a very graphic film. It's almost like a historical docudrama, and it just looks at the terrible tactics that the Japanese used against the people of Nanking and generally against the people of China when they invaded. I think it was in 1937. And it was just brutal, lots of beheadings. There's a horrendous scene where a poor pregnant Chinese lady gets the baby bayoneted out of her, and it's, you can see why that would have set a few people off with that, with the baby. That was pretty extreme. And there's another scene where a baby gets put in a young child gets put in a hot boiling pot of water, and it's just like, and these are things that happen. These are things that generally happen. I think there are bits where you see like people being attacked, and then you actually see photographs of people that were attacked in similar ways, and it's just dreadful. And I do believe, I don't know whether it was predominantly Chinese actors playing Japanese actors, but I believe that the language is in Chinese, so I think it was Chinese actors playing Japanese characters, but someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Overall, it's a very good film. If a bit of a gorehound, it's pretty good. Obviously, it's historically what happened, so it was terrible, but overall I think it's certainly something that any sort of horror gore fan should have in their collection, as well as anyone who wants to look at history as well. So overall I think it's certainly worth a punt. Okay, on to the next one. So this is the very recent release by Eureka of the 1983 adaptation of Stephen King book Cujo. I remember watching this quite a while ago. I read the book many moons ago, probably when I was way too young. It terrified the bejesus out of me. I think I read it when I was staying in someone's house in Isle of Wight, and they had it, and I was reading it like, oh my god, this looks appalling. And but yeah, this is the adaptation. I remember watching this a while ago. Wasn't massively impressed at the time, but I've rewatched it again when I got this, and I was like, actually, I can see why it's become a cult film. And this is a nice, tidy presentation. The artwork that they've got here again by Eureka is really, really good, and from the box itself, DVD box, all the special features. So you get a nice booklet as well, a 60-page booklet that looks pretty good, and I'll certainly give that a read. Bit of a jolt there, and you know, the box set itself. You've got the discs, each disc, and you've got the just take that bit out, and you've got the other sort of reversible sleeve title there that a lot of these companies do in their releases. And it's you know, the film itself is, it's about if no one's aware of the story, basically it's about a sort of couple with a young son who are going through a rocky patch in their marriage. Wife's had an affair, and they befriend like a family. The dad's a mechanic, and he's got this dog, this big Saint Bernard dog called Cujo. And basically poor Cujo just kind of roams the area, and it's set in Castle Rock, Maine, which is like a fictional town that that Stephen King has based a lot of his stories around, sort of story arcs of a lot of his other novels. And the book mentions a lot of other characters like the serial killer, Castle Rock Strangler, Frank Dodd. That's not referenced at all. Partially referenced if you know the whole background to that at the beginning with the kid in the cupboard. But mainly it just kind of sticks to the main part of the story, which basically the poor dog gets bitten on the nose by a rabid bat and develops rabies, and then goes on like a freaking dog killing spree. And it's got some really good dog biting bits. Don't know how they'd have done that. I'm sure it's explained on the special features. And it's you know, it's got some good bits in there. And I think Eureka once again, you know, have done themselves with a really nice tidy release, and I would certainly recommend it, you know, for any sort of general horror fan or Stephen King fan. And I think as a, you know, from a second watch, it was certainly a lot better. So anyway, that's me, Gore Troll. I think I would give that one a solid 8 out of 10, and Black Sun a solid, say 7.5 out of 10. But stay tuned for some more updates, reviews from me, and take care. Bye bye.